Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul. But it takes some.
Josh and I started out as just kind of this a local band doing it our own way, and so we don't really understand the concept of singles. A lot of bands get behind one song for months, even years at a time, and so when we released this new record, we thought let's just crank out as many of these singles as we can for people to start to get familiar with the record, and kind of letting each song have its moment in time, and that way when you listen back to the record, it's like, oh, I remember this song. This is the song where I had this week to understand it and get used to it and get to know it. And Josh and I have done that with records that we listened to, and we thought that was kind of like what we wanted to do with ours.
I think our positive work ethics came from our moms, probably, our parents. I don't know. Yeah, I think growing up, we I think we were both raised pretty similarly, where we had to kind of like buy everything on our own and have jobs at an early age. I remember when I was like 12, walk around my neighborhood with a lawnmower and try and get people to let me mow their lawn for like $10 or something, $20, so I could eventually buy a crash cymbal, piece together drums. So I don't know. Yeah, we've always just had to work for what we have, and I think since childhood and realizing that when we started doing music, it's like, well, we gotta work for this. We gotta put in time. We gotta put in work. And to this day, I think we still maintain that, and we try and go above and beyond, and try and oversee everything, and make sure that everything that we do and everything that you see is, we have a hand in.
Festivals are some of our favorite gigs. It's there's a sense of competition because there's other bands on the bill that you're trying to maybe. You're not trying to like outdo anybody, but you're trying. Well, you are. You're trying to outdo people. You want these people who go to a festival are there all weekend. You want to do something that they remember because they're going to see so many sets, and so we like that sense of that kind of like competitive edge that come with festivals. And playing Bonnaroo, it's one of our favorite festivals that we've ever done, and so hopefully it's something that we get to do a lot.
I think artists should be very close with their engineers. Artists should be close with everybody, I think, and because at the end of the day, I think we have a vision for what we want to do, and if somebody's working with us or for us, I think they should be brought in as close as possible to what that vision is, and there should be conversations had, and plenty of direction, and and there's things that engineers can bring to us that they're more knowledgeable about or skilled at, that they can give us advice. And I don't know, I think anyone that we work with, I think we try and be, have a relationship with, or be as close as possible with, so that we can be on the same page about everything. And at the end of the day, when we're watching YouTube clips of ourselves trying to get better and trying to improve, we should be critiquing everything, from sound to lighting to video stuff, and all these people should be brought in, and I think doing the same thing. So I think it should be a close relationship with everybody.
Yeah, I would say that the people that aren't necessarily on stage but are in charge of making the show happen, there's a lot of trust that goes into that relationship. Because as an artist, we have an idea of what we want it to sound like and feel like, and then you get on stage and you kind of have to be in your own world and hand that vision over to someone who's going to hopefully make it happen. So that relationship is just like really important. I can't imagine having someone, you know, run sound for us that I don't have their number in my phone.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was my idea to have, I wanted a microphone to drop from the sky, and I also wanted it to be a light bulb of some sort. So, of course, me not knowing much about gear, I was like, I want to sing into a light bulb. And they're like, okay, hold on, that doesn't exist and can't exist. But what if you sang into a microphone that was lit up? I was like, perfect, that's exactly what I want. And so it took a few kind of prototypes and generations of figuring out the best way of getting the right effect to look good and then also to sound good. And then the cable is a custom cable that is also running, you know, audio information and the DMX information. And so it's kind of a newer thing, but at the end of the day, it just looks like I'm singing into a glowing 58, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of our show hinges on having the right gear and it being deployed correctly, and people don't realize if something goes wrong, all of the focus is all of a sudden like on the gear because it went wrong, and then if nothing goes wrong, then everyone just gets to enjoy a show. So I'm always surprised at what some of the technology we have is capable of. The fact that I could go all the way out there and climb at the front of top, you know, on top of front of house, and there wasn't an issue at all. I mean, like, the only issue was just the simple delay of time between I'm singing into a microphone and like the distance is so far away from the PA that like I'm hearing it at a different time that I'm saying it, and that's just the simple fact that I'm so far away, but the signal's coming in perfectly clear. So that's kind of goes to show you how far I could go with it still working. Growing up, I was going to be a basketball player, and I was told that I just need to carry a basketball around everywhere I go, just to get familiar with it. And for rehearsals and anytime sound check or anytime I can, I'll try to get my hands on this mic because I want to get used to it. I want it to become an extension of my body. And so far, it's just kind of like it makes sense to me. Just the weight of it and the way it feels, but then also the clarity and its durability, and it hasn't gotten as dirty and like gross as some of the other mics that I've been spitting into. So that's what comes to mind right away.
Spitting like rapping or spitting like
spitting like spitting.
Saying wake up, you need to make money.